afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Your Speaking Matters, hosted by Rick and Carol Durling. Each episode of this podcast unravels the secrets of effective communication through engaging conversations, techniques, and tips. The skills and techniques we are presenting can help you transform your fear of public speaking into a skill set that opens new doors to new opportunities. In this episode, we will be speaking with Toastmasters District 28 Program Quality Director and Distinguished Toastmaster Tammy Revesz. Good evening, Tammy. How are you today?
I'm fine, Rick. How are you?
I'm absolutely peachy. I enjoyed an absolutely wonderful drive into the studio this evening with about 2.5, 3 inches of snow falling all around us. But it was actually pretty easy, I thought. And I think Carol was sitting next to me with her knuckles up around her chin and going, "Oh my God, we're going to die." But we didn't. So it's all good.
It's all
Yep.
good. Yeah, a little slow.
A little bit slow.
Yeah.
It was an interesting drive. Wasn't too bad.
It's beautiful out though.
It is beautiful out. So let's go ahead and get started here. Tammy, I know you've got a ton of experience with Toastmasters, and one of the questions I didn't ask, and I really do want to ask, are you retired or you work at some other career besides Toastmasters?
I work.
Okay.
I work full time. Yes.
Okay. So at some point in the future, I want to find out a little more about you in that space. And we can talk about it
Okay.
here, but I want to focus on what you do with Toastmasters. And then, my first question is going to be that. How about sharing a little bit of your background, perhaps what you do for a living, and what motivated you to join Toastmasters?
Well, my background is in supply chain and purchasing and sourcing, product development, marketing, that kind of thing. And what got me started in Toastmasters is that 14 years ago, I was looking for work and realized that I didn't have the skill set for the kind of jobs I wanted. And the skill set I was lacking is public speaking skills. I am one of the 75% of the population that has a fear of public speaking, and I would do just about anything not to speak in front of a groups. And I just kind of thought that that was it. Either you had it or you didn't, and I didn't have it.
Wow.
So I was searching for jobs at a job search place, and I was with this group of people that were working together, and the person leading that group asked me if I would like to come to a Toastmasters meeting. And I didn't know what that was. I had no idea. And I said, sure. And right there at the job search place, they had a Toastmasters meeting, and I enjoyed it thoroughly right away. And the leader, her name was Beverly Malicki, after the meeting, offered to pay my dues out of her pocket for the first 6 months. And I accepted, and I never looked back.
Well, I can tell, having listened to you as a public speaker in Toastmasters, you are definitely skilled in speaking. So congratulations on the journey that you had so far with Toastmasters.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah. What clubs are you currently in?
I am in Glass City. Toastmasters is my home club that I joined in 2011, and Advanced Articulators A+, I joined in 2016. So I'm a member of 2 clubs.
Wow. That's a handful. Carol and I were in a couple of clubs at one point, and that keeps you busy. But then you added to that by being a program quality director. So you do a lot with Toastmasters. Can you describe
Yes.
what you feel the role of the program quality director for District 28 is?
Yes, I can. I When I first heard that title, Program Quality Director, I thought that's very ambiguous. Like, what does that mean? But in essence, what it means is that for district-led events, I am the person responsible for the quality of those events, the location, the making sure the word gets out when it is. So if that would be our monthly district executive council meetings. I work on the agenda for that. Our district conference that is now scheduled for April 17th and 18th of this year. I'm responsible for the quality of that. Our club contests, uh, schedule, those kinds of things. So our club officer training as well. So I'm the person responsible for the programming of the events of the district.
Wow, you didn't mention, I don't think you mentioned the spring conference, but that's another major effort that you have, no doubt, well underway. Do you want to give any
Mhm.
plugs about the spring conference at this point?
Just this save the date right now, and we have a save the date and a location. So it'll be the same location as last year on April 17th and 18th. That's all
Awesome.
I got.
That's what that's a lot. I know that takes a lot of coordination. And
Hmm.
that's one of those major parts of the role that you have for sure. Now, I know also that District 28 is quite large. We, from what I can see, if you go from where Carol and I roughly are right now in Washington, Michigan to Findlay, Ohio, which is I think the farthest southern club, it's 138 miles. So it's quite a large district, and it's going to get larger when it becomes District 216. But more on that in a bit. What challenges does that propose for things like district events, contests, TLIs, spring conference? It's got to pose some challenges to you.
For our current district or for the new upcoming district, are you talking about?
I think both is a legitimate question.
Yeah. Well, what informs my perspective on the size of our district is that there are many others that are much larger than ours and much more complex. And I would invite you and your listeners to search on Toastmasters District 109. That is a composite of about a dozen different countries, different languages, religions, history, and it's kind of that southeastern European part of the world. And not only is that district large and complex, it is also a high performer. So high, in fact, that the district director was invited to our mid-year training this past weekend to give us a pep talk and inform us on things. So I have met those District 109 people first at the Toastmasters convention in August, and then that district director was invited back to our mid-year training in Vancouver. So when I think about them, what they do in their geography and how successful they are, I think that we can do it too. And we don't have mountain ranges, we don't have oceans. It's just pretty much a flat land. We do have to cross the Mackinac Bridge in our new
Occasionally.
district. Yes, but I think that all of that is doable. And what it does as our district grows is it makes the the responsibility of the division directors greater, because it may be that some social events now will take place at the division level, or trainings would take place at the division level, not necessarily at the district level like we're used to.
Yeah, and it kind of ends up being a situation where people will be able to travel to a division which is more localized geography rather than having to come, all the way to Toledo, for instance. Not that Toledo is a problem, but, from Sault Ste. Marie, that's a pretty good hike.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so, the district, just for what it's worth, that I'm kind of familiar with, that is not as large as 109 by any stretch, is District 2, and they stretch from Fairbanks, Alaska, all the way through Seattle. Um, you get on a plane
Yeah.
to get together, so yeah, that's a challenge. It's not that easy, but it
Hmm.
can be done, and it has been done, as you point out. Carol,
Yep.
did you want to ask a few questions at this point?
Tammy, what challenges do you face as a program quality director?
Getting enough volunteers, quality volunteers, and knowing who is out there and what they would like to do and work on. And that is really the challenge, is identifying the talents. And so I know there's great people out there that I don't know, and that frustrates me. And I think, how can I make that happen?
Yeah, there are, about 1,500 of us now, and there's going to be a couple of thousand of us in the new district. It would be hard to identify the talent. There's got to be a way. Must be.
Yes, and similarly, there might be people out there that want to volunteer, but might think that because they're new, we wouldn't want them, and that couldn't be further
Oh, no,
from the
that's,
truth.
yeah.
And so somehow we've got to figure out a way to connect. And if you got anybody out there has a good idea for that, let me know.
Well, we face a similar challenge, of course, within our own club. And, sometimes it feels like Carol and I are doing a lot, but then people will step up. And part of it is, as you well know, just the question of what motivates them to actually become a volunteer and actually grab the reins and take on responsibilities. It's a challenge, no matter how you look at it. But we have some training modules that can help with that. But when your feet are on the ground, that's really where it matters.
Right.
Trying to get people.
Yes.
Maybe some kind of electronic posting board or some kind of information exchange
Yeah.
that we can get
That's
involved
what
with.
I'm thinking, a job board.
A job board, yeah.
I
Get
like it.
AI involved or something. Dissect us. Would you recommend that members pursue being part of the district leadership?
Would I suggest that new members become part of the district leadership?
Any members?
Any members.
Oh, any. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what my experience was, is I became a area director, and again, didn't know what that was. And as it turned out, I met so many people that I otherwise would never have met, that I'm friends with today. It was totally took me by surprise. And I got to learn a lot of leadership skills in which I was lacking. And it was just and I got to experience Toastmasters outside my club for the first time in other clubs. And we talk about these aha moments. And when you go into a different club, you'll say, aha, it's the same, but it's different, right? And so, yes, I would I would recommend district leadership, and I would recommend an area director position or some other, some other thing in the district that's open that they qualify for. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would even go as far as to say, even volunteering to be part of the spring conference is a rewarding experience. Doesn't matter what role, if you're just the person that handles, handing out and checking people off that they're actually there kind of thing, you're
Yes.
still going to meet so many people and so many people that are positive and really enjoy the Toastmasters experience. So, yeah,
Mm.
Yeah,
it makes sense to me.
I found the roles, like the area director roles, a great opportunity for someone who is in their 30s and 40s or 50s in their career, in the middle of their career. It stretches you in ways you'd never think of. So I think it's a great career builder.
It is. It is. I loved that role.
What are the requirements to be considered for a role like that, leadership role?
Oh, you know what? I don't know them exactly, but I think you just have to have a willingness to serve. I don't know if there's any requirements for area director, honestly.
Which is why it's an excellent opportunity. Taking on an area, division, or taking on a trio role is an absolutely outstanding way to develop leadership skills. You're going to have
It
people
is.
that will be there to mentor you.
Yes, and then there, from the area director, that's just a jumping off point because who would have thought when I took that area director role, expecting nothing, that later I would become program quality director and be in a room providing input to the CEO of Toastmasters.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Amazing.
I think all the levels are represented, from club leadership to run a club, to area where it's more like a program manager, division director, which is like a second line, and district leaders, it's like third line management, and you're setting the vision and the pace of the whole district. What great experience to have, to use anywhere, either in a public or in a private career.
Absolutely translates from what I can tell. And I spent 40-some years in a leadership role in IBM, and it's no different. It really is no different.
Yep.
So I'm going to take us in another direction at this point and just start talking briefly about the upcoming merger of District 62, 28, and a little bit of 11. I'm actually quite honestly looking forward to it, and we've actually had the chance in our schedule a few more interviews with the various leaders of 62 and 11 as well as 28. And it's been an interesting journey because we're discovering that, to no surprise really, that they're all as passionate about Toastmasters as the people who are engaged in District 28. So there really is no difference, but there are differences. So I'm looking forward to 216. It's going to grow our district to 445 miles from Sault Ste. Marie to Findlay. But more importantly, it's going to bring in such a diverse group of people. Do you have any thoughts about the District 216 that you want to share, Tammy?
Oh, yeah. I am really looking forward to it because it provides an opportunity to get those more volunteers that I talked about when we were talking about challenges. I think that is going to solve that problem. It's also going to be interesting meeting this new cast of characters that we're about to meet in these other districts, and likewise, the reverse is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's important to be curious instead of, oh, this is a change. You never know what's going to unfold and what best practices these other clubs and areas and divisions and districts have. District 11 was a distinguished district last year. So I am going to look to them and the people from District 62 for advice on how we can improve. And so I think that I'm looking forward to those committees, transition committees, giving us those best practices. I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited about traveling to those geographies. As a native Michigander, I'm from the thumb of Michigan near Frankenmuth. And so I know Michigan very well. Then I lived in Chicago for a long time. And so I've traveled through Indiana many, 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 many times. And of course, I'm a current Ohioan. So my feeling is that I can be fair and make sure that everybody feels welcome in the new district, regardless of who is elected director.
It's going to be an interesting time, that is for darn sure. And
Yes, it is.
I'm excited. We've really enjoyed the opportunity and looking forward to further opportunities to meet other people from the districts that are being merged, and just absolutely dynamite set of people we've already met. So
Yeah.
as great as District 28 is, I think we're about to become even greater.
Yes,
That's my opinion. All right.
I agree.
We're at about 20 minutes. We got a couple minutes left. Are there any other additional remarks you'd like to share about being in Toastmasters?
All right. Well, we just came out of Christmas, right? We just ended the Christmas season, and I guess when I was at mid-year training last weekend, I was thinking about the movie It's a Wonderful Life and how there's this parallel universe in It's a Wonderful Life. There's George Bailey's life, if he left Bedford Falls, and George Bailey's life if he stayed. And similarly, I think about what my life would have been like had I not joined Toastmasters. I hope it wouldn't have been as grim as the scenario they show in It's a Wonderful Life, but it wouldn't have been as bright, and I would be a different person. Toastmasters really changed me for the better and made me a better leader, obviously made me a more confident speaker. I didn't ever think I was going to get over that nervousness. And I'm just so very, very grateful for the organization. And I would like other people that are out there that don't know about Toastmasters, that don't think that they can overcome their fear of public speaking, know that there's nothing special about me. If I can do it, they can do it too.
Yes.
I cannot speak highly enough. However, I do have to comment on this. I never thought of This Wonderful Life as being part of the multiverse, which is something that has just crashed into our entire lives. It never even occurred to me that that was actually a journey through the multiverse. That's an interesting light bulb going on.
I don't know what the multiverse is.
Oh, that's a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies that are coming out. They're playing with alternate universes all over the place, and it never occurred to me that A Wonderful Life was part of that. And I also want to comment on my personal experience a little bit. I had the opportunity for 40 years to speak in front of colleagues and do all kinds of speeches, but even though thought I was comfortable, Toastmasters has raised my speaking game quite extensively. And I think my wife would agree with me that I am far better. One of the things that she will absolutely nail me on is every time I use so, and So it's all right, she can do that. I get the opportunity occasionally to get her as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, believe it or not, we are at the end of our time. I think this has been a great discussion today, Tammy. Thank you for joining us. And at this point, I am going to play the famous closing music and sign off for this Your Speaking Matters episode. Oh, I do have to make one selfless plug. The On TV studios are absolutely the most amazing support team I could ever ask for. They take care of us. On a snow day, they're still here and will be taking care of us far into the future. So shout out and a humble thank you to all of the old On TV folks that have been helping us out. So let's play our music and close out.
Nice seeing you, Tammy. Thank you.
Thank you.